right, I'm going to give everybody a couple more minutes just to see who else joins, and then we'll get started here in a couple minutes. So if anybody needs to grab coffee or make sure that you have something good to munch on while we're going through this, please make sure to do it. I got mine to get me through the morning. Awesome. I love it.
Well, hi.
Hi.
I only see a big picture of you and me in the corner. Do you see other people?
I do. You should be able to
Oh,
change your view.
strangest
Um,
thing.
let's see.
Hmm. Normally on the other ones, I can.
I am seeing the same thing, just one person at a time.
Yeah. Oh, there's Lori Poland. Well, hello, big picture, Lori.
Hello, big picture of Beth
Holy,
Wilkins.
holy hell.
Well, that's not what we want. Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't have makeup on, so I'm thinking is I don't need a big picture myself.
I have
We
a
are
little
all
box that
always
says
happy to
layout.
see your beautiful face. Hmm?
Beth, do you have a little box that says layout and then it gives you the option to?
Yeah, you should be able to choose a grid
Yeah.
layout in the upper right-hand corner.
It's the weirdest thing, and any other thing I do, in this one I do not. There's not a grid, or it's just strange.
Weird.
Betsy, were you able to change yours?
Yeah, I have a little layout. When I first came up, it was
Okay.
just me, and then I clicked that, and everybody's on there now.
Yeah.
Even Matt
Klein.
I
Matt
made it.
Klein? I didn't think you were going to be here.
I didn't think I was either, but I got a text message from my managing partner late last night. He has to be in Cleveland this morning, so
Oh, boy.
we don't have our management committee.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
So I'm able to be here.
So does that mean you're able to do trivia?
I don't have any
Because
trivia questions.
you do or you don't?
Questions.
Because I can run it.
You run it.
They're just not going to be as good.
I don't have any questions.
All right.
All you.
All right.
No luck, Darth?
Hmm?
No luck? Can you still?
No. We may have to get together and do a one-on-one session, Beth.
It's the weirdest thing. No, I don't have anything on the top of my computer. Last week it just kicked me off and wouldn't let me back on. So
Oh,
I
that's
came
not
in for a different computer.
Uh-oh.
It's good. I can
This
still
is-
see you.
This is Laura, and I agree. I don't have a layout button on mine either.
Really?
Laura.
Is anybody else having that issue?
No.
I don't
have it.
Okay, it's happening with a handful of people. I'm going to check settings and then I'll see if I can make a change after we get through this meeting. I apologize to anybody who's not able to see everybody's faces because I'm happy to see everybody's face this morning. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into the meeting. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see.
Well, now I see people.
Oh, look at them.
Hey, look at them all.
You guys able to see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and get
All
started this
good.
morning. If you will stand with me
Yay.
for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the
Republic for which it
Stand.
stands,
one
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
with liberty and
for all.
justice for all.
Thank you. And if we could, Kurt, do you have our invocation for this morning?
I do. Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Good. Thank you so much.
Good. So we'll start. Dear Father, you're the Prince of Peace, the great I am. You're the helper and my redeemer. I need your help today. I'm weak, I'm frail, and I'm tired. Give me the strength to get through just this day and desire to work as I am doing it all for glory. Hopefully that you're carrying especially heavy burdens right now, the need for your power and peace that goes beyond our understanding. I'm so grateful that I can come to you and present my requested time. Thank you for giving me peace and rest upon the hard time. In the name of the Prince of Peace, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much for that. It was a good prayer for this morning. It's kind of rough getting back in and getting going after a holiday week, I'd say.
Agreed.
All right, and then one more. If everybody can see this, let's go ahead with a four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the
Is
truth?
it the truth?
Is it
Is it
fair
fair
to
to
all
all
concerned?
All concerned.
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
Better friend.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right. So I'm going to pull everybody back up. All right, so it looks like today we have 16 Rotarians. We do have 2 guests that I can see right now. We have Lipa, I believe. Is that how you say that? Okay. She is a guest of Lori Coleman this morning. And then we do have our guest speaker today, Findlay Police Chief Robert Ring. So let's offer them a warm welcome and everybody be on your best behavior for the police chief. Thank you for joining. All right. So I'm going to jump right into trivia. I am running trivia today. I apologize to everybody in advance. Matt is here, but we were not sure that he was going to make it. So I'm going to do my best to fill his shoes. So I don't know about everybody else, and I'm going to kind of do what he did last time around and throw it out to the group. So anybody who is comfortable or think you know the answer, just shout it out. I've got 5 questions, and following suit with what Matt normally does, I'm going with a theme today. So I don't know about all of you, but over Thanksgiving holidays and any holidays, I like to relax and kick back by reading one of my favorite books. And so I think it's a nice way to enjoy a holiday and take a few days. So the theme today is going to be authors and books. All right, so let's jump into it. So question 1. What author became famous for his 6-volume biography of Lincoln?
Carl Sandburg.
Nice.
I missed the question.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Carl Sandburg.
All right. Yep, that is correct. Carl Sandburg, famous for his 6-volume biography of Lincoln. Matt's going to answer all of these, I think. All right. What Danish author is considered by many to be the most prolific fairy tale writer?
Hans Christian Andersen.
Very nice.
Wow, yeah.
Good job, Lori. Thanks. That was quick. All right. Let's see. Next one. Here's one. It's a little more current. All right. Does anybody know the 4th book in the Harry Potter series?
I read them all. Does that count?
That's close. That helps. No Googling.
Is that The Prisoner of Azkaban?
No, I think that's 5.
It's picky, Aaron.
I'm sorry. If you can name them all, I'll take it.
No.
All right. The answer is The Goblet of Fire.
Ooh.
All right.
Goblet of Fire.
Good one. All right. In Herman Melville's novel, Moby Dick, who was the loyal, reasonable first mate?
Ishmael.
Starbuck.
Ooh.
I heard somebody say, what was it?
Ishmael.
No.
Starbuck.
There
Yep,
you go,
you're
Matt
right.
got that one. Starbuck. We got coffee named after him.
Oh.
All right, last question. Who wrote the famous book that became a movie, The Da Vinci Code?
Dan Brown.
Very nice. Dan Brown. All right, good job, guys.
Very nice.
Woohoo!
Thank you for your participation this morning. All right, so we're going to go around and we are going to do happy dollars, symbolic happy dollars. So everybody think of something that you are happy for today. And we are going to start with Mr. Matt Klein because he's at the top of my screen.
I am just, it looks very nice out this morning with the snow on the ground. So I'm just happy for this beautiful winter scene we're enjoying right now.
All right, we'll take that. I prefer sunshine and heat and warmth, but that's fine. We'll go with
Me
yours.
too. Me too. I'm just trying to, I don't want to bring you all down.
Thanks. All right, Amy, are you able to jump in and give us a, okay, we'll come back to you. Bo, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I'm happy. So, I've as I've been working on this company, one way that I wanted to give back, since I have more time than money at this point, is to offer like some financial literacy courses for K through 12 students. And today's like my first trial run with my wife's kindergarten class. So very excited to get in front of these kids, tell them about money, and we'll see where it goes. But I think it's a good opportunity.
That's so cool. For
So,
you, awesome. You'll have to let us know how it goes.
Yes,
Make
very
sure you pay
excited.
attention.
yeah, that's going to be the tough part, but I figure I'm entertaining enough to look at. So
There you go.
very excited.
Awesome. Good for you. All right, Beth, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I'm happy for December. I love December, and it's really pretty out. I love the snow, and I'm glad it's going to melt today. We're doing a lot of delivering for mobile meals, but yeah, happy December.
Well, that's nice. I like that. Betsy, what are you happy for today?
Oh, sorry. Well, although it was a weird Thanksgiving, I miss getting together with my sisters and everybody. It was nice to at least have a nice, very little small group because I'm pretty sure DeWine was peeking in my window. I only had 9 people.
I'm glad you're following the rules.
I did.
Nice. Janine, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I would like to tag on to the beautiful morning, and it was still dark when I left home, and the full moon on the, we got a lot of trees where I live, and the snow covered. I mean, it just put me in the right mood for a great day.
That's awesome. That does sound like a very pretty morning. Caitlin, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Mine's Lucy. I'm happy to be a guest. Happy to be here.
Awesome. We are happy to have you here. Thank you for joining. Kurt, how about you?
It was great that both my boys came on home for the holidays, so very enjoyable. And now, since UF is out for the semester, we're no longer empty nesters. So I guess I'm kind of happy for everything.
We're kind of happy for you. Lori, what are you happy for today?
So I am happy and sad. Tomorrow is my grandson's 21st birthday, which means I'm old enough to be the grandma of a grandson with a 21st birthday.
Oh, goodness.
Kind of a happy sad.
I understand that, but congratulations, that's exciting. I'm for you. Chris Wren, how about you? What are you happy for today? Hang on 1 second. I cannot hear you. You are muted. Let me unmute you. There we go.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I thought I was muted. So first of all, I'm happy that I am unmuted now. I'm happy for that. Second thing, I'm very happy for all of our wonderful bell ringers for this coming Saturday. Clap for all of you who are bell ringers. The weather forecast has been very unusual for Saturday. They called for sunshine, then they called for rain, then they called for snow, and now it's back to sunshine. So we're on target for sunshine for this Saturday.
Yay.
Balmy weather, 85 degrees, and we're going to raise millions of dollars for the Salvation Army.
Yay!
So good job.
I love it. I was going to say, you guaranteed beautiful weather.
Well, I was a little iffy there, but now it's back.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Nick, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Although Thanksgiving was definitely different this year, we tried to smoke a turkey for the first time, and I'm thankful it came out. I got to tell you, one of the things I get worried about when I smoke something different is that you never know how it's going to come out, especially something like turkey. So I'm glad I didn't ruin Thanksgiving. But yeah, if you guys have never done it before, smoke a turkey. It's the best turkey I ever had.
Glad it turned out well. Thanksgiving without turkey was not really going to be Thanksgiving. So I'm glad that worked out. Nicole, what are you happy for today?
I'll piggyback on the beautiful morning because the sunrise over the snow and everything this morning was so pretty. But I'm also gonna, poke at Lori a little bit and say, my 8-3 Browns, I got to get in there too. So
love it.
There you go, Nick.
I would rebut that with a 10-0, but
I know.
Nissa, how about you? What are you happy for today?
Our big move next door is clipping right along. We have all the drywall done, finally. Everything's painted. Our floors are refinished. There's actually a toilet there. And today I'm getting a fridge. So we're one step closer.
That's so exciting. That sounds like a lot of progress. That's
Yes.
awesome.
It's taken about 1,000,000 years, but we're getting there.
I'm sure it feels that way. Yeah. All right. Mr. Robert Ring, would you like to join in and share something that you're unhappy or that you are happy for today? Goodness, sorry.
Sure. Just happy to wake up and be healthy. One of those days where we've been dealing with a lot of COVID around here. So every day we can get up and not have a fever. It's a good day.
Yeah.
Good day.
Definitely. I'd agree with that one. I concur. Susie, what are you happy for today? Oh, I can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, great. I'm being from Michigan. I really like real trees for Christmas, so we always get a real tree from outdoors. Anyway, I a little one for our dogs. So we have a Charlie Brown tree, just a little tree, and put it on our 8-foot block. Just putting it out there between poles wasn't just was looking beautiful with little lights on it. And the next morning, it was upside down. So this morning I got, and we righted it, and it was beautiful. So I'm thrilled.
Well, that's awesome. I hope it stays that way.
We go on. It's my little thing.
I love it. All right. Chad, are you there and available and able to share with us?
Hey, I am here. Happy. Thanksgiving looked a little different, like I'm sure everybody's did, but we had a nice meal with my parents, and then on Friday we went up to the Toledo Zoo and met my in-laws outdoors and social distance at the zoo lights. So we still got to see everybody, just in a slightly different format.
Different fashion.
That's nice. I love the lights before Christmas at the zoo. They do a beautiful job there. That's very cool. All right, Christina, what are you happy for today?
I'm actually happy that we only got the couple inches and not the 7 to 8, because we have a new snow blower and neither one of us knows how to use it yet. I'm thankful.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that, because I'm sure you'll probably have to figure it out pretty soon. That's awesome. All right, Laura, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I am just happy that anytime I can get together with some of my family, that just makes me feel good because we've had such a strange year. So I've enjoyed a couple small visits with some family, and that's been fun.
That's nice. I agree with you. Sandy, how about you? What are you happy for today?
I'm just happy to be able to be back in these meetings and feel a little bit of normalcy coming back to day-to-day life.
Definitely. We are happy to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. Amy, are you able to jump in?
Yes, thank you. I am happy just to be healthy. As you all know, it's a little challenging, and I'm sure Sandy can concur, being in the nursing home setting. So I'm just thankful for good health right now.
Agreed. Hopefully it's not running through there too terribly and everybody is kind of keeping healthy and strong and safe. Is there anybody that I missed that I didn't see on the screen that hasn't shared a happy thought? No? All right, I'm gonna throw mine out real quick then. I, like most of you, while we had a quiet Thanksgiving and a smaller Thanksgiving, I was very happy to spend some time with my family and my parents. It was just small group, immediate family, and it was just nice to see everybody and have kind of a quiet holiday celebration. And we were very lazy. We ate a lot of food and it laid around on the floor, and that was about it. It was really nice. All right, so I'm going to jump into a little bit of club business really quickly before we kick it off to our guest speaker for the day. I just wanted to double check, Chris, are all the slots filled for the Salvation Army Bell Reunion, or is there anything left at all?
Well, most of the slots are filled, and those slots that are not filled, I am filling them. So there you go. So we are filled officially with all of our slots.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate it. That's very generous of you.
And those of you who volunteered, thank you very much. And I'm looking at Beth. Beth and her husband volunteered for 2 hours. 2 hours.
Oh my goodness.
An award, 2 hours right there.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone else who did volunteer. We really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. We don't have a ton of club business today. Not a whole lot new to update on. We'll probably have more next week. But I did want to let everybody know, just as a heads up to mark your calendar, we are going to cancel our meeting for the week of Christmas. It's it would have been scheduled for December 23rd, but just to kind of let you guys know, we're not going to have a meeting that morning either. Obviously, things are a little goofy going into the holidays always, and a little more so this year. So I just hope that each one of you gets to kind of continue spending time with friends and family in small gatherings and having a little bit of extra free time here and there to get some, probably a little bit of like recouping for mental health. It's been a very strange year. I think everybody can use some me time and some time to kind of kick back and step away from everything and just kind of shut things down with the craziness that's been going on. So I hope you guys do get that and you're able to take advantage of that as we head into the holiday season and just enjoy time with family, and kind of what really matters. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over to Nicole, who is going to introduce our guest speaker for today.
Good morning, everybody. Robert Ring has been employed by the Findlay Police Department since 1996. He's a 24-and-a-half-year veteran of the police force here. He's been promoted to chief in July of 2020, so congratulations on that. Worked in a variety of assignments at the police department: field training officer, firearms instructor, member of the emergency response team, patrol supervisor, division commander in patrol and investigation divisions. He resides in Findlay with his wife and 3 children. Please help me welcome Chief Ring.
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for having me. First, I'd like to check, is my volume good enough? Sometimes I have a finicky microphone.
Yep, you are good. Thank you.
Good deal. Well, thanks for the opportunity to meet with all of you. It's my honor to be the newest chief here in Findlay. I have about 83 people below me that work for the department in a variety of capacities. When we're up to full strength, we have 65 actual officers, and then we have 11 dispatchers, and then about 7 or 8 support staff that work like in our records division and secretarial, administrative assistants, that kind of stuff. If you didn't know, the Findlay PD is CALIA certified. It's an accreditation process that is a national accreditation. We obtained that back in 2012. We were just recently reaccredited in 2019, about a year ago. About 2 weeks ago was a year ago. So, and that runs for 4 years. Basically, the accreditation is we have to have policies and procedures in place for pretty much everything that we do. We have to show proof that we're following those policies and procedures. And then on an every 4-year basis, it used to be 3, but they've increased it to 4. They actually send assessors in to watch us for a week. And they do everything from meeting with dispatchers and patrol officers and riding around with them to inspecting our files and our property rooms and the station itself and all that kind of thing. So they make sure that we are following the P's and Q's of everything, and then ultimately we go before a panel and have to present our case to be fully accredited. But we find that it helps keep the department professional, helps with when we have situations that come in that are a little bit unusual with those policies and stuff in place, helps give that framework to successfully resolve whatever the situation is. We have a variety of different different opportunities here. We have a detective division that's equipped with 4 detectives that investigate general crimes. And then we have 3 detectives who investigate vice, narcotics type crimes, all the drug related stuff and the vice crimes. We have an emergency response team, which is a tactical team that we use for serving high risk search warrants, dealing with barricaded people, suicide threats, things like that. They train on a monthly basis. It's a volunteer team, not a full-time, that they have other jobs around the department. And then when something comes up to where they need to gather up, they gather up and go out and take care of the situation. And I was on that team for 20 years, everything from the first guy through the door to the team commander when I left it about a year and a half ago. And then, so it's a good experience. Narcotics wise, our detectives are very busy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of drug activity in and around Findlay. We get a lot of transient drug traffic. Those are the folks that come from different towns to sell. They're here for a few days, sell their product, and then they go back home to wherever that is. So we have a hard time, a very challenging time of getting those people indicted and things like that when they come in, and every day seems like there's a new player. So they keep very busy, but they do prosecute a lot of cases a year. So it's a positive sign that we are successful in a number of ways. So calls for service wise, our department handles between average is about 45,000 calls a year. We full service, our dispatchers take any 911 call that comes in inside the city, as well as any calls come in. They dispatch police, fire, and EMS. It's a very busy job from time to time. It can be dead 1 second, and then the phones will just go completely bonkers, and they even are answering multiple phone lines and radios and all of that. So, but they're trained really well. Emergency medical dispatching, things like that. If you were to have a medical emergency and you call, yes, they'll get you the ambulance coming and the fire truck coming, but then they will also stay on the line with you or whoever the caller is and try to give instructions to help with pre-arrival and to help make sure that the person who's suffering from the medical emergency has some care before care actually gets there. So they deal with a lot of stressful situations as well. They just have to do it over the telephone, which sometimes I think is actually harder than being there on the scene when you don't have you don't have the idea of how it ends. So they keep very busy though, very, very well. We're proud of that group. They're kind of the unsung heroes of the department. You may talk to them on the phone here and there, but you rarely ever see them. And so they definitely keep it rolling for everybody else. All the officers we have are trained in crisis intervention. We started that process back in 2001. We were actually one of the first agencies in the state to start the crisis intervention training that we put on. Sergeant Harmon is he's our crisis intervention instructor. He's been able to teach that across various channels in the state. He actually won a state award a few years ago, so he does a really good job with that. But that's one of the things when we hire people, they come in and they're trained within the first year or two on the job with crisis intervention. And then de-escalation training we're working on doing with, we do a lot of scenario-based training. So we work the de-escalation training into that, with the scenario training to help give everybody that well-rounded training to help with the tense situations that sometimes they have to deal with. So overall, though, we're a very solid department. I'd put our people up against any department in the state. I'm very proud of them. They do a good job. We've been battling the COVID thing like everybody else. Seems like we have a revolving door of quarantines, but luckily for every couple we lose for a while, we get a couple back. So we're able to tread water and keep the street staffed and all of those things. So we've been dealing with it, and so far so good. No real problems keeping up with the demand. Calls for the year are down, obviously. We've pretty much not as many calls coming in, as well as some of our self-initiated stuff we've kind of curtailed for the time being, just simply to help minimize risk for the officers with regards to catching something, and the same thing for the public. If our officers had it and we didn't know it, we don't really want them spreading it as well. So I guess that's pretty much the overlay that I would have for the department. I'd like to open it up for questions, any comments, things like that. It's been a crazy year for law enforcement around the country. I get a lot of questions about a variety of different topics. So I will kind of turn it over to all of you, and anything's on the table. And if I don't have an answer, I'll try to find you one. So.
Does anybody have any questions right now?
I have a question. Would you say you're fully staffed right now? And if so, what kind of turnover do you have? Do your officers stay with you long term?
That just kind of depends. Right now, we are not fully staffed. We're in the process of hiring. We just swore in a guy a couple weeks ago, and we're in the background process on 2 people. Those are replacing officers that have retired. We had 2 retire in July, and we have 1 that actually retires today. And then we have 2 more retiring in January. So we get a decent amount of folks that come here and are here for the long haul, and they work their career and retire after the full pensionable thing. But we also have in the past had officers that come in, they work here 3, 5, 6, 7 years and then move on to either a bigger agency or move on to another line of work. It just kind of depends. Our goal obviously is to bring in people that are going to be here long term. We're a civil service agency, so you have to take a civil service test and go through the testing process to get onto our department. So we have noticed, unfortunately, over the years that those numbers are dwindling. Our most recent test, which was about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, we only had 34 people take it, which when I came on in '96 and I took the test, it was 200 that took the test. So it's gone down. I was just at a Chiefs training last week, or a couple weeks ago, and it's that way around the state from the sounds of it. So unfortunately, with some of the bad press that law enforcement has gotten, I think it's made some people shy away from the profession, as well as the economy. When the economy is good and there's a lot of opportunities at different jobs and careers outside of public safety and government work, then that obviously more opportunity, people can go elsewhere to find those things. So we have those challenges. We try to recruit when we get close to test time, and then our officers are our best recruiters when they meet people out on the street and they're dealing with people. We encourage them to tell people about their job and the opportunities there and that kind of thing. So hopefully it helps generate interest. We're lucky with Owens being in town. The University of Findlay has a criminal justice program. We're lucky that we can kind of pull some local talent, if you will. But we also reach out to the bigger universities that are around here. When our tests come up, we actually publicize it nationwide on different police job boards and stuff to try to draw people in, which we have had some people come in from various states to take the test, things like that. So hopefully here, when these 2 folks that are in the background pass, they will get us up to about 64 officers, which would be only 1 short. And then we'll have to try to take care of that in early 2021.
Sounds good. Anybody else? Questions?
I have a question. What would you say is the biggest concern for our community right now, and how can we as citizens help address that concern?
Well, there's a variety of things at this point. Obviously, with the COVID concerns and stuff, I think that's kind of paramount on everybody's frontline agenda. Like Betsy said, the governor may have been in her bushes, but we're not out there to enforce any of that. We do get some complaints here and there, and we do stress our people and everything else, and we stress it to the community to try to follow the guidelines as best you can. With regards to crime in town, Findlay, historically, property crimes are probably your biggest crimes when it comes to just like your thefts and property damages and stuff like that. What we need from the citizens is eyes. We need you to if you see something, say something, give us a call, even if you don't think it's all that important, but you think it's something that you saw that might be important, we would encourage you to call. We can always follow up again if it turns out to be nothing that really helps on the law enforcement side. Then thanks for your time. Thanks for reporting it. It's better to know it than that you have some information that might be that critical piece that we're looking for. And so eyes and ears are obviously what we ask from the citizens at the most part. keep an eye on your place, your neighbors' places, that kind of thing. And then if you see something, by all means, reach out. We're a 24/7 agency, so there's always someone at the phone and always someone available to come out. So.
Kate, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. Thank you. I am curious with some of that bad press going back to the your new training classes and applicants. Have you noticed a trend in the applicants that you are getting, why they're motivated to want to become an officer?
I wouldn't say we've noticed any real trends other than just the standard. They wanna help people. We're the civil service process, but once we select our candidates and they're through the interview process, we do a very in-depth background where we test, where we give them, we're interviewing their neighbors, their family, their friends, past employers. We're giving them a psychological test. We're giving them medical exams, all of those kind of things to try to make sure that this person is a top-notch functioning adult. And so that's the main thing. And then we give them a lot of training. Our field training program itself is 15 weeks. That's if you come in already certified by the state. If you're not certified by the state, you have to go through the police academy itself, which is 22 weeks, I believe. And then once you're out of that 22 weeks, then you got 15 more weeks of training here. We're very hands-on with our people, keeping track of what they're doing. Supervision is extremely important. Not saying we're out there micromanaging them, but as they get their careers started, they're evaluated every week, every month as they move through the process. And just as the more time they get on, then the less they're evaluated once they've shown that they can do the job and they're doing the job the right way. Our department is big enough to have opportunities and all of that kind of thing, but it's also nice because it's funny when I'm out in the public and someone might know one of the officers and they ask me, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, of course I know so-and-so. We're small enough that we know everybody. And when you work the street and stuff, we go on a rotation and things like that where you work with different people every 6 months. But as you are here a few years, you end up working with everybody and you know how everybody works. And we stress that your backup is there to protect you, but then your backup is there to help remediate any situation. And if there's something that you're having problems with, then let the backup person do it. With regards to some of that, the police brutality and things like that, we monitor all of our use of force. Anytime we lay hands on somebody, it has to be documented in the report, and then we review that on the higher levels just to make sure that it was a warranted situation. Then we do an annual review of all of it. If we notice an officer has a situation where they may be, why is Officer A using force a lot more times than Officer B, then we can look into that and find out why. All of it's public record. But for 2019, our use of force was 0.021%, which was less than a quarter of 1% of the time that we interacted with somebody, we had to use force. And a good chunk of those forces weren't even physical force. It was pulling a taser out and pointing at someone saying, you need to stop what you're doing or you're going to get tased. That's considered a use of force even if you don't actually shoot the taser off. So a good chunk of our uses of force were just threats, if you will, not even actual physical force. So yeah, we definitely keep monitor on everybody, try to make sure everybody's following the right way, because what you see on those, like with Minneapolis and those kind of things, it's such a small percentage of officers. Unfortunately, it does happen, but there's bad eggs in a variety of professions. All we can do locally is do what we can with everybody that we have and try to give them the tools and training and everything so that when they go out and they're faced with a situation where they have to use that kind of force and everything, that they use the right levels, they use the right tactics, and we do it as safe as we can.
Thank you. That's good to know. It's interesting the amount of training. It's nice to hear because I know that in some areas that's part of the concern is officers not getting enough training, and it's
Yeah,
good to hear the
training wise,
hands-on.
I was very shocked to see the number of departments that don't even do like a pre-employment psychological. I think that'll be one of the first things that becomes a statewide thing is where you will be forced to give a psychological, which I don't know why you would do it to begin with, but it has weeded out some people that we've had in our process where unfortunately there's something that came back on the site that we're just like, we're not comfortable moving forward. So we can that candidate and move on to another one. So
Yeah, I could see that being a very important piece, especially like you said, if you're focusing on deceleration tactics and trying to make sure that in crisis management situations, people have the right tools and they have the right background, character, and making sure that they can cope with what's going on in the midst of something like that. I could see that being such an important piece. So that's good to know. Any other questions from anybody?
Yeah, I have a technical question for the chief. I've lived in Hancock County and Findlay for 36 years, and I've noticed over the course of the year that police cars are light blue, navy blue, chartreuse. Now we have black and white police cars from the Findlay department. Who determines what color police cars we have in Findlay to identify you folks? I know this is a very difficult question for you, but I thought I'd lighten things up a little bit and not put you on. Okay, so you get to decide?
well, I do. I could change it if I wanted to. Our current black and whites, back in the 70s, early 80s, they had black and whites. And then they changed to the blues for the longest period of time. And then it was Chief Horn, but I would say maybe ballpark of 10 years ago. He wanted to go back to the black and whites. So what they are, they're actually black cars. And then the white part is a vinyl wrap that our local Banshee Graphics put on for us. And so that's, but yeah, the chief ultimately, as long as he gets permission from the safety director and the mayor, obviously, but it's ultimately, if I wanted to turn them pink, then I could convince the hierarchy to turn them pink, we could, but that's not in the plan.
Just keeping us on our toes because we don't know who to look out for when we're out there.
Yeah. The light bars over the years have gotten thinner and thinner and thinner. So even me on my own time driving around town would be like, you see a car coming, I can't tell if that's a cop or not.
Yeah. It's tough. They're tough to identify. You're all blending in. I have one last question then about the volunteer members. How many volunteers do you have right now, and what does it take to become a volunteer?
Our volunteer is an auxiliary force made up primarily of some retired people and then like some people that have like left the PD to do other jobs but still wanted to be a volunteer peace officer. We have a few of those folks as well. We have, I think we're up to around 9 or 10 auxiliary members that they come in and work. They help us work like with parades, special details if we need them to, that kind of thing. But that's the only volunteers that we have are the certified ones. Our dispatchers and stuff, you have to be cleared through the states and everything with background checks and all that to be around the equipment that they operate and stuff. So we can't have volunteers up there or anything. So that's kind of where we're at on the volunteer thing.
Okay. That's good.
I have something, Erin.
Yeah, Betsy.
I just want to say that I've known Bob probably, I would say most of his life. And I am just so proud to say that I know you and that you come from such a good family and your values are great. And just proud to know that the city has chosen somebody like you to lead our police officers. You're a good guy.
I appreciate those sentiments. It was, being chief was never really my overall goal. It just kind of happened. And when the opportunity presented itself and the climate and all that, I had a lot of people saying, what are you thinking? But it was like, let's go. Let's go for it. And we'll get through it. We always have. I think America itself will get through all of this. And all you can do is take it day by day and try to move in a positive direction every day. That's what we're trying to do around here.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, thank you very much for everything that you do. And I agree, it's nice to know that there's someone like you looking out for us and protecting our community, kind of taking charge.
I'm just the figurehead. There's a lot of people that do great work day in and day out that don't get any significant recognition. And most of us, we don't want the recognition. We do it because we love it, and that's the kind of people we try to hire, because those are the people you don't have to worry about when you send them out on patrol, because you know they're going to do the right thing.
Absolutely. Very much appreciated. Anybody else have any questions?
I do.
Nicole?
I would imagine with everything going on right now, you're still not doing like ride-alongs and things like that.
Correct.
And then the second one was just, how often do you do the testing that you talked about?
Those tests are good for up to 2 years, depending on how strong the list is. We'll be given one sometime in 2021, probably. I would venture to say maybe March, April, somewhere in there. We'll advertise it prior to that, but then it all just depends on. I mean, we start the list. If we hire people off that list right away, and then we don't feel there's any other viable candidates on it, we can end that list and then start a new process if we need to. If we think there's viable candidates, then we can do an extension on it to where we can keep it up to 2 years. And ride-alongs, we hope to return to that eventually, to where any citizen can come in and ride for a shift, see what an officer does, that kind of thing. But yeah, right now it's just too risky for everybody. So we've had that. That's been down since probably April.
Definitely. Thank you. Anybody else? Any questions? No? All right, then I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap up the meeting. We really appreciate you taking the time this morning with us to kind of share what you do there and how we can help as citizens. And if there's anything else that we can do, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to help and spread information and try to make sure that we can be eyes and ears for you as best as possible. So we really do appreciate that.
Folks like all of you, Findlay has we get a lot of support at the PD from the citizens and the different groups and stuff. So we're appreciative as well. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Good to see some Browns fans on here too. If you notice my helmet behind me there.
I did see that.
You cheer about this time in a long time.
I saw that, Lori.
That's a rough life, man.
Go Browns. Go Browns.
Oh my gosh. All right. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order then as we wrap up the meeting today? No? All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining today. We really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday and a great rest of your week. Let's go make it a great week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.